All right, I'll do intro. Hello, welcome everyone to the PPTL casting couch. For today, we'll be casting one of the featured matches between Everstoned Eevees and Mesagoza Masskaras. On the Everstoned Eevee side, we have Tsareena, one of our representatives from Team Philippines. Meanwhile, on Mesagoza Mascara side, we have Louise, one of their tenured players there. So, Ryan, care to introduce yourself first before we head on to our players?
Hi guys, Ryan Pareha here, aka Choco pa ako. So, I'm really excited to present our players for tonight. So, first things first, I would like to introduce the representative from Everstone Eevees. So, Tsareena is one of those players having uh, one of the fastest in terms of getting accomplishment in our community.
Yes,
As you can see, you have
definitely.
one of the most iconic accomplishment she got is having being a member of the 2023 national team. And aside those, he managed to top cut a lot of tournaments. So definitely a person that you don't want to underestimate. And
Definitely
yeah,
one
I
of
think
the new and up and coming players, no, Ryan? I believe
yes,
medyo bago lang siya in the PGP radar. And from if I remember correctly, note not mentioned here rather is Serena was also part of the top 64 players in the most recent national qualifiers for Worlds.
yes, and aside those accomplishments, she has also experienced international tournaments such as the Victory Road. So
Mhm.
I think I'm really excited on how she can uh, let's say adapt to this kind of matchup, or
Mhm.
how her experience in Victory Road contributes to this matchup. And
Definitely.
looking to the other side, we have a new player here in our community. So Luis is one of those players that in GML have fantastic records. So and yeah, a while ago they secured a grand final spot in the GML league. So definitely those journeys in GML can be a stepping stone for a bigger league such as the PPTL. So in this kind of matchup, I think uh, his experience in GMM can help him a lot in uh, in this in this tournament.
Mhm.
So
All
I
right.
think we can
Now
proceed
that
now
we're that
on
we've
the
gone through
teams.
both players, I think we can go ahead with the game. Okay, so I believe
So
this is Serena's team.
yeah, I think you're the the one of those players that likes Rain archetype
Uh-huh. As someone with that
with the
namesake,
name.
I have a soft spot for rain teams. So on Serena's side, we do have the Blood Moon Ursa Luna that's very picking up in usage as far as I can tell, not just in the Philippines but also overseas. And of course, with Ursa Luna Blood Moon, you need to have a Trick Room setter. And Serena opted for Cresselia with Mental Herb there. And for her Rain Core, she has Pelipper and Azumarill. And to round out the team, meron din siyang Grimmsnarl and Ogerpon. So it's a bit curious na she was also willing to put in the Fire Ogerpon despite being a Rain team. Anything to
Yes, I
comment
think
on that, Ryan?
so. I think at this point, maybe for the grass coverage, you can see uh, she have the wood hammer on ogre
Mhm,
pond just to deal with water types such as Urshifu and the ogre pond wellspring, which is currently popular right now.
mhm. Yeah, Ogerpon Wellspring definitely is one of the tougher matchups if she were going to go up against the rain, if she was going to use a rain team against an Ogre Pawn Wellspring. So I
Yeah.
suppose Ogre Pawn Heartflame would be able to cover that. But thankfully for Tsareena, fortunately for her, Louise is using a Sai Spam team with Armor Rouge, Indidi, Hatterene, Lilligant, Torkoal, and Urshifu.
So I think this kind of team have diverse uh
Lots of roots,
setup.
no?
Yeah. She can, I mean, Luis can go for pass mode with Turkle and Lilligan,
Lilligant,
or
always have to respect that.
he can go for the classic trick room setup
Armor Rouge,
from
Indidi
Armor
lead.
Rouge Indeed or the Hatterin
Mhm,
Indeed lead. And of course, to round up the team, Luis brings Dark Urshifu just to cover
mhm.
possibly a mirror and or possibly a bulky Pokemon such as Dondozo. And I think at this point, since both are weather wars, I think
But
the
yeah,
crucial
that's
part on
also
the game,
interesting. Positioning
the
is gonna be
crucial,
very key for
yes.
both teams.
So I'm really excited on how they will position their team. So let's go on to the
Mhm.
match.
Sino ang magsaset ng weather first? Who do you think? So Louise sends out Torkoal and Lilligant off rip, while Tsareena sends out the Azumarill and the Grimmsnarl. So as you can see, Louise not afraid of that Pelipper. Since Torkoal is slower, it's almost always guaranteed in turn 1 that Torkoal will be setting the weather first. So this is an interesting dynamic already. If Tsareena does have Pelipper in the back, pwede niya nang
She
i-threaten
can,
agad to
yes.
change up the weather immediately.
And
Meanwhile, on tawag dito, on Luisa's side naman, even with the threat of changing the weather, um
she,
Hisu and
we
Lilligant
need,
is always going to be faster, no?
yes. And of course, we need to factor the possibility of sleep powder on those
Mm-hmm.
switches. So, and yeah, I think in this, uh, speaking
Yeah,
of
yeah, going for the sleep
sleep
powder and
powder,
hitting that.
hating that.
So take
So,
note that Lilligant's item is Focus Ash, so Louise is dealing with raw 75% accuracy there. Torko going for the
yeah.
Heat Wave, getting that chip damage on Grimmsnarl, barely getting off um half HP worth of damage. So it's interesting how Tsareena will be able to deal with the sleep turns here, all, at the same time
Oh,
dealing with the
she
pressure of that. Grimmsnarl opting for the switch here, and Pelipper
and
going in,
yan, lumabas na yung Pelipper.
overwriting the sun weather immediately. Solar
And to add
Blade
doon,
is going to take two
sobrang
turns
ganda
just
nung
because of that. That's a
switches
really
na
good
yun.
switch.
Aside sa na-minimize mo na yung damage sa
Mm-hmm.
team mo, you prevent yung Solar Blade.
Yep.
So,
So that's doing barely any damage
and
thanks to
now,
the rain. Even that's
on
a
the
crit
next turn,
pa.
yes. And on the next turn, makikita natin, sobrang uh, pressure, I mean, at this point, medyo on Louis side, medyo nakaka-pressure yung plus 6 attack na Azumarill. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, meron pa siyang Pelipper that can spam either Hurricane or possibly go for a Helping Hand or Tailwind. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's really, I mean, Louis right now is in the bad spot.
And Lilligant's not is locked in with Solar Blade already. Can't go for
Yes.
Sleep Powder kahit pa yung pinaka mabilis dito. Torkoal switching out over here for dito to. Looks like it's Armor Rouge immediately.
Oh.
Solar Blade going
Oh, it's a
into.
Sap
It's
Zipper.
not huge power, it's Sap Zipper. Oh no!
I mean, if Azumarill has huge power, that's a big play. But
You don't need
unfortunately,
huge power if you have belly drum nga naman. Armor going down immediately here. This is such an interesting set by Tsareena. Sap Sipper, Belly Drum, Azumarill. So right now, Louise has to think of a way to shut down this Azumarill immediately.
Yeah. I think at this point, for the West side, I think he should go for I mean, set up a plan to remove Azumar. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
Tsareena's Azumar will run away with the game.
Correct. And also interesting to note, Lilligant doesn't have a way to effectively shut down Azumarill. Sap Sipper is Azumarill's immune to the Solar Blade. It resists the close combat. Meanwhile, Urshifu, Luis's Urshifu Dark will also have a difficult time.
Yeah.
Best you could do is Iron Head. Right now, based on Luisa's team, it might have to be Hatterene. Hatterene might be the only one that can hit it. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
it looks like Luis did not bring
I
Hatterene.
think for Louis side, I hope that Iron Head goes for the secondary effect, which is to clinch the Azumarill. And
Definitely, definitely. That might be one of the win cons. But if Louise does go for that Iron Head flinch win con, it won't be able to hit Caliper very hard. Here you go.
yeah,
You see the Iron Head, Choice Band. Not able to get the knockout, unfortunately. But it survives the Hurricane from Pelipper.
oh,
But
yeah.
Azumarill's Play Rough does close it out.
It's kind of tricky on uh have on Azumar having a Sap Zipper.
Sap
Means
Sipper
that,
is a
yeah,
big problem. So now it's just Lilycole against the world. But we do see the weather changing once again.
so
So as you see, we can see Torkoal does have Eruption, Heat Wave, Flamethrower, or Earth Power. Now it's time for the mind games. If does Tsareena opt for the Wide Guard here to block out the spread damage, or will Louise go for just Flamethrower here? You can see Tsareena does switch out for Grimmsnarl.
Grimsnap, probably she's thinking of resetting the weather because
Yep.
and
Goal terrestrializes here.
Tsareena goes for
Azumarill goes for the
protect.
protect. She's sacking Grimmsnarl, and then she
Oh,
can
it's after you.
and then Louise can permanently set the weather. Goes for the after
And
you
goes
heat
into-
wave. Called the wide guard bluff on the Pelipper. So that's Grimmsnarl going down.
But you can see there's a free switching
But
on
now-
the Pelipper side.
Yes. And Torkoal is currently locked into heat wave now, since the Torkoal is choice specs. So now it's easy for Tsareena to just click wide guard and really block out all the damage.
Yes, but I think
If Lilligant goes for close
Good
combat,
go.
they can go for it. But unfortunately, no. It looks like we're seeing heat wave once again.
I think the crucial
Yeah.
terms of that is Louise decided to use Lilligant in combat on Azumarill.
That might have been
Might
that
be
could swing the momentum. Yes. Now it's just a 1 HP Lilligant against Pelipper,
Yes.
Azumarill. And the last
and
mon of
Blood Moon
Tsareena.
Ursaluna.
Oh, was it Blood Moon or Saloon in the back? I wasn't able to see. There you go. So we can see Louise forfeiting
The
that game one to Tsareena.
what do you think, Rain, is the possible adjustment of Louise in game two?
Hmm. So for that, I believe it's already safe for um Louise to actually just go for the trick room route or forego all the trick room already and just let Armor Rouge and NDD wreak havoc. At least take deal as much damage as the Armor Rouge and NDD as they can
Okay.
before before Tsareena can be able to set up.
I
Because
think the
uh,
best.
if you look at it, all of most of Serena's team, ours is slower than Armor Rouge and NDD. There will be possible problems if Serena does adjust and bring out the Cresselia, which will almost always wall out Armor Rouge and
The
NDD, no?
Yes, I think for Louis side, I think Hatterene is one of a must bring Pokemon right now.
Definitely.
So yeah, let's see what adjustment
What
the players
adjustment
did.
will release make? Because I believe Lilycole might be a bit too troublesome for
Oh,
them.
Louis lead for an aggressive.
You see, we have Armor Rouge and Urshifu Dark against the same lead as Serena as a while ago.
Okay. Uh, Pure in Sarina side, you must factor as well the potential swap on Indeedee because
Mm-hmm.
uh, Louis might use the expanding force. And for Louis side, uh, we, al- we also need to factor the potential switch in of Pelipper, and
Mm-hmm.
as both are weak to Azumarill.
Yes. It looks like Azumarill really is a key Pokemon and Serena's team here. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll see our first Terra. So Louise is going for the Terra Dark on the Shifu.
Terradar.
Gerb's now going for
Going
Light
for light
Screen, try
screen.
to minimize the damage from that
Armor
um,
Rouge.
Armor Rouge as much as possible. Heat Wave
Going for
coming
a
from
wave.
Armor Rouge here. Will we get a burn? No burn, unfortunately. And Play
No.
Rough misses, unfortunately. So
Ah.
you can see Urshifu is also is holding the Choice Band item, so it's currently locked to Iron Head.
Yes.
So what's the best route for Serena here, and what's the best route for Louise? You think it's time for Louise to switch in the NDD and start using Expanding Force?
Yeah, I think probably yes, and reserve the urge for
Mm-hmm.
later for the match. And for Sarina side, I think let the Grimstar die as long as
Mm,
he set up the reflect. So definitely this go the match will go I mean critical yung match na to. I mean yung
mm-hmm.
turn na to.
Yes. So as you can see, Azumarill opted going for the Terra Ground. Very useful for Azumarill. Taking
And
those
hit Iron
oh, no
Head.
switches
Oh, switches. Okay.
from no switches.
Oh, and it's a belly drum. Can
Oh,
be
there's the
problematic.
+4. Here's the +4 Azumarill once again. But now this is interesting. Um, Louise does have the opportunity to take out the Azumarill here immediately.
Yes.
Since thanks to Urshifu's Unseen Fist ability, even if Azumarill protects, they'll be able to. It'll still be able to take down the Azumarill.
Yeah. And of course, Urshifu can switch anytime for to spam expanding
Mm-hmm.
force. I think I believe that that Armorage is faster than the Azumarill. So
Yeah, I believe so. It really depends on how these players train their Pokemon. So we see Louise
the
switching out the
Indeedee.
Urshifu for the Indeedee, setting the psychic terrain, and if Armor Rouge clicks
Whoa.
expanding force, its power will be boosted and it will be able to hit both Pokemon. Azumarill using Protect here.
Now
Pelipper
for the Tailwind.
doubling its steam speed, going for Tailwind. There's the expanding force that we were talking about. Barely dealing half damage to Pelipper thanks to the light screen set by Grimmsnarl earlier.
Yeah. I think at this
So
point,
now, I think it's safe to say that Azumarill is faster than the Armor Rouge now.
yes, because of the thing. And
Mm-hmm.
of course,
So,
Louise can set up Trick Room
mm-hmm.
safely as because he can set up through redirection.
Hmm. This could be a guaranteed trick room for Louise. There you go.
And he goes
Indeed,
for the
goes for
follow
follow
me.
me. And Armor Rouge should be using trick room here. Indeed goes down thanks to the +6 liquidation in rain.
And he goes for the Trick
And there's
Room.
the trick room.
Oh,
But now it's a question of what will Armor Rouge do here? Since the only moves that Armor Rouge has, attacking moves rather, is Expanding Force and Heat Wave, which can be completely walled out by Pelipper's Wide Guard.
but yeah, but in that case, Pelipper is also can only do White Guard. That's the downside. She cannot use it as an offensive tool if
Mm-hmm.
she goes for the White Guard play. So oh,
But now it's a question
glitch.
of who is faster here. Um, will it still be Urshifu, or will it still be Azumarill? So
Goes
Torkoal
for the
switching in
Wicked
here.
Blow.
Oh, there's the Wicked Blow into the Azumarill slot.
That's
Finally, this Mon that's been a thorn in Louise's side in game one is now down. Pelipper uses Hurricane, but since Rain was
and
overwritten, it does have a lower accuracy.
yeah. And since Tailwind is up, definitely Torkoal is the most fastest on
Mm-hmm.
the
Under Trick Room, correct.
yeah.
So this is a bit tricky for Tsareena now, setting up that Tailwind, and then Louise setting up Trick Room right after. Um,
The idea is how fast the Ursaluna is. This is the
yes.
key factor in this turn. And
There's a
oh,
Flamethrower going into the
flamethrower
Ursaluna
and
slot.
it's a critical hit.
Critical hit, turning that into a one-hit KO.
Goes for a wicked blow.
Will this kill? Is it Choice Band? Yes.
Definitely.
So that's game two going to Louise. So Ryan, what do you think of Louise's adjustments towards Serena's game plan?
Think the being aggressive in that play and not
Mm-hmm.
bringing the Lilligant the Lilligant came clutch on this turn.
Agree.
And as you can see in this kind of matchup, the board positioning of Luis is very effective as
Mm-hmm.
most of the time Serena plays defensively. So, do you think what should Tsareena might consider in game 3?
Mhm. For Tsareena, I think it really has to be a proper positioning of the Azumaril's belly drum. But since it's such a big threat to most of Louise's team, if Tsareena does want to use Azumarill against Louise, Azumarill needs to be positioned correctly to be able to belly drum safely and be able to, of course, get its attacks off.
Yes. And in addition to that, I think Tsareena should also consider preventing his opponent to preventing her opponent rather to set up a trick room, because as you can see the
Yes, definitely.
speed altercation, Luis is has
Yeah,
the advantage.
overall has a slower team under Trick Room.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're done with the analysis, and let's go to the game 3.
Let's get to game 3 already. Luis making another adjustment with a Hatterene and Urshifu
Oh,
Dark lead. Well, Serena sets up Cresselia for the lead over here. Hmm. Now this is interesting. We do have two Trick Room setters here, but which one will click Trick Room?
yes, it's a matter of mind games at this point.
Hmm. So Choice Band Urshifu with Wicked Blow should be able to KO Cresselia. But it looks like Serena is opting
Goes for
for
the
turn 1 Terra on the Cresselia to
Terra.
give it for the Terra Fairy Cresselia to resist Wicked Blow from Urshifu.
Yes.
Oh, Louise is also going for a Terra over here on Urshifu too. Again, just like game 2, Louise goes for the Terra Dark Urshifu. Really wants that KO on
Oh.
Cresselia. But let's see if he actually clicks Wicked Blow.
Oh, Cresselia is faster than
The
Azumarill.
Urshifu.
Oh yeah.
It's also faster than Urshifu. That's so interesting how Louise trained this Urshifu. This must be a very slow
Brave.
Urshifu.
This must be a brave Urshifu.
You can see there's Belly Drum again.
And I think for that play, Tsareena is probably expecting that Urshifu Dark is faster.
Yeah. And no Trick Room over here.
Oh, I think at that part, there's this opportunity. But yeah, it's hard to call since Cresselia has its own, have its own trick room. So
But now this is interesting. Now that we know that Cresselia is faster, he can click Lunar Blessing again. And Urshifu over here is stuck with Wicked Blow was
Wicked
used last
Blow.
turn, right? And
yeah.
it both mons of Tsareena here walls Wicked Blow thanks to Cresselia's Terra Fairy and Azumarill's secondary typing. So Louise switching out Urshifu here, wants to save it for later, and Louise sending out the Indeedee. Psychic Surge
I think Louise
coming out.
on this turn probably hoping to set up a trick room. And Tsareena
But
goes
now
for
it's
the
a
Lunar
question
Blessing.
of, yes, just like I called out earlier, but now it's a question of will Hatterene survive a +6 liquidation from Azumarill? Survey says no.
I think at that point, I mean, the Louis side, I'm hoping that Azumarill targets the Urshifu slot and safely set up a trick room.
And Urshifu gets sent out by Louise here again, completely walled out by the two mons on Tsarena's side. Of course, Ironhead can still deal effective damage on Cresselia, but I don't know if that will be enough, since it does not have the same time attack bonus that Wicked Blow and Close Combat has.
Yes, definitely agree on that.
But let's see how Luis deals with this board state. You can see Luis taking his time. Oh, Tsareena switches out Cresselia
Yeah. So Ogre Pawn.
into
Maybe
Ogre
predicting
Pawn.
an
Predicting
Iron
Iron
Head.
Head?
Yeah. Probably that's and goes
Indeed,
for
going
the
for follow me here.
okay.
Iron
And
Head going into the Azumarill slot, but
oh, that
unfortunately, it's not
the
enough.
KO. I mean, if that KO, I think there can be a change of momentum of that game.
Definitely.
And
I see Torkoal coming out here, minimizing the liquidation damage.
and and in addition to that, if Urshifu Dark somehow secures the KO on the summary, then indeed is still alive.
hmm Definitely. And that could have been an easy way to set up Trick Room as well.
Yeah.
Ivy Cudgel going into the Urshifu slot, but survives.
Really,
Ironhead knocking out the Azumarill. Meanwhile, Torkoal can do whatever it wants
let
now.
go
We're
from
seeing
flamethrower.
Flamethrower. Not enough to get the knockout,
Oh,
unfortunately. Oh no! But Tsareena has an ace up her sleeve. You can see you can see her hovering
of
over the Pelipper slot,
Pepper. And yeah, and
permanently
Urshifu
overwriting Reina.
and but I think at this point, Urshifu is in a bad position, lucky to Iron Head.
To Ironhead, yes.
And as you can see on the speed tier, Overpon is faster than the Urshifu.
More so here, since it looks like Louise's Urshifu is trained to be very slow.
Go from good hammer.
Woodhammer going to the Urshifu slot. Now it's Torkoal against Pelipper, Cresselia, and Tsareena's Ogre Pawn. But Woodhammer does knock itself out. Now there's the Hurricane
Hurricane
on the Torkoal slot.
thrower. That's
Flamethrower dealing barely any damage.
damage. I think for Tsareena, I think she can just go for the lunar
hmm
blessing
Yes, this
and
game looked
let the
pretty much
Pelipper
over already with this board stage.
nice
Ice
beam
Beam
get
doing
down.
some chip damage, and Hurricane should be able to seal up the game here. Yeah. So Tsareena takes the set here, 2-1 against Mesagoza's Louise. So what do you think of what did Tsareena do right in that game? So since it's a completely different lead compared to game one and game two.
Yes, I think at that point, bringing the Cresselia on the game 3 is effective. Not only that it can heal the Azumarill, or
hmm
and it can also deny potential trick room.
Yes. There was also, I'm not sure if you noticed, in turn one of game three, there was a little side game of chicken there of between Hatterene and Cresselia. Na parang, are you clicking Trick Room? Am I clicking Trick Room?
Yeah,
There's nagkaroon ng 50-50 interaction there that was also very fun to see. But fortunately, Tsareena didn't take the bait there and went for the Lunar Blessing turn one.
and yeah, props to Luis. Makikita mo yung mga ah, close KO sana. I think if
Mhm,
he secures the chaos, I think the match might be tricky for Sarina.
mhm.
So, yeah, props for uh, giving
Definitely.
us
Well played by both players.
a close fight.
Mhm. But I still
Yeah.
do want to highlight Luis's Urshifu. It's such an interesting bring, especially for this team, since it is a hard brick room, a sunroom team. Bringing a very slow Urshifu is such an interesting um, mon to train.
I think that's it.
All right. Should we outro, outro? Okay, wait lang. Outro in three, two, one. All right, so that's it for the featured match between Everstoned Eevees and Mesagoza Mascaras of Tsareena and Louise. All right, thank you
And
everyone for watching. Watch out for the next match.
match.